Welcome to Shankar's daily editorial analysis, and today's topic of discussion is these two editorials. In this first editorial, we'll discuss what could be the possible consequences and challenges because of the Trump re-entry as the president in the Jan 2025, and in the second editorial, we'll discuss what are the main technologies which are acting as key drivers for the development of a country. We will discuss about the semiconductors, the quantum computing. We'll discuss about the clean technology and the genetic engineering detailing. What is the recent condition of India and what are the initiatives taken by the Indian government to ace in these technologies? So without further delay, let's get into today's discussion. So this article conveys the information that it is not sufficient a country having a higher GDP can dominate the world in current situation. They also have to be best in the following technologies which are mentioned by this writer, and we will discuss what are these 5 to 6 technologies and why it's so important and what are the initiatives taken by the Indian government to develop these technologies. So these are the 5 to 6 major technologies that we are going to discuss and focus on today's discussion. Firstly, we will discuss about the quantum computing. Next, we will discuss about the genetic engineering and biotechnology. And third, we will discuss about the clean technology. So these are the main focus area for today's discussion. So without further delay, let's get into today's discussion. So firstly, talking about the quantum computing. So quantum computing uses a principle called as the quantum mechanics for solving all the complex computation, and they will solve these problems much faster than the traditional computers that exist. So it is so important to develop a country because it solves the problem, the complex problem, in a quick time, and this helps a country to ace in various sectors, be it medicine, artificial intelligence, the climate modeling, the financial system, and to secure the nation's security. So this helps in the solving of complex problem in a shorter time, and this helps a country to have a competitive edge in every sector and create a innovation in all the sectors, and this will in turn boost the economy of the country as a whole. This is why the quantum computing is so important. Now let's see what is the condition of India in the quantum computing. Actually, we rank almost 75th in the quantum computing capability, which is comparatively low with the other countries. Even though there are few innovations coming up, it is not sufficient considering the masterminds that we have in our country. So recently we have introduced a quantum chip called as Willow, and this Willow chip has a efficiency to solve the problems which will be much faster than the current existing system. And the Department of Science and Technology of the Indian government has developed a indigenous computer called as the Param Shivai. We also have a dedicated mission for the quantum technology called as the National Mission on the Quantum Technology, and they have allocated almost 8,000 crores for the past 5 years. So these are the initiatives taken by the Indian government to develop the quantum technology. Now we will see about the semiconductors. So semiconductors are materials which have conductivity between the insulator and the conductor. So we can control the conductivity of this semiconductors by a process called as doping. So by adding impurities, this is the process of addition impurities is called as doping. By adding the impurity, we can control the conductivity, and this is utilized in various technologies, and it is why it is most important in case of the electronics. So this is the backbone of various modern electronics, be it smartphone, laptops, computers, and the Internet of Things. It is also used in the development of advanced defense system and the cyber securities. It has various powerful applications in case of AI and the Internet of Things. So all the development in these sectors have a potential to create development in various sectors such as health, education. So this will subsequently create a economic growth in the countries. So this is why it is considered, the semiconductors are considered so important in the development of country and to dominate the world according to this author. Even though these has various benefits, we are lagging in the manufacturing of semiconductors and we rely mainly on the imports from countries like Taiwan, China and the South Korea, and we have launched a program to develop the semiconductor manufacturing, and this program is called as Semicon India program, and this comes under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and the main objective of this program is to create India as a manufacturing hub, and they also focus to attract the foreign manufacturers into India. So they have this particular objective under this goal. Thirdly, we will focus about genetic engineering technologies. So in the day before yesterday video, we discussed detailedly about the gene therapy developed by the Indian scientists regarding to treat the hemophilia disease. So genetic engineering is a technology where we manipulate the DNA of an organism to have a specific quality. We use technology such as CRISPR to achieve the required benefit, and we are going to manipulate the genetic material of an organism to have a specified quality that we need from an organism. So it has various application in various sector. Starting with agriculture, we can manipulate a plant in such a way that it has a specific character, be it we can make it pest resistant like in the case of bt cotton. We can also improve the crop yield, we can make it resistant to the climate change. For example, we can make the plant to be drought resistant or flood resistant. So these are the advantages that we can take. So these are the benefits that we can access because of this genetic engineering. Similarly, it is also used in case of gene therapy. As already said, we have an example of hemophilia, which is a hereditary disease, and there will be a frequent bleeding because of this disease. So we are going to manipulate, this is caused due to mutation of a gene, and this mutation is modified or replaced with the help of gene tools. So this is also used in the treatment and the vaccine production. So this is why it is considered important. These are the two main reasons why genetic engineering is considered important. We also can use the genetically altered organism in the process of removing the pollutants. So this process is called as bioremediation. We can use organisms, the genetically modified organisms, to remove the pollutants from the environment. This can potentially reduce the usage of chemicals to remove the pollutants in the environment. So this is the next advantage. With this, the organisms are also used in the production of biofuels, which are much cleaner fuel compared to the fossil fuels. Next, it is also used in the production of biodegradable plastics. So these are the main reasons why genetic engineerings are considered important. Now we will see what are the initiatives taken by the Indian government. So we have developed a genetically modified crop called as the GM mustard or DMH11, Dara mustard hybrid 11, and this has the capacity to increase the oilseed production in India, and it will help India to reduce the import of oil, that is the edible oil. This is the one advantage. We are also using the CRISPR technology to treat many genetical disorders, be it sickle cell anemia, which is also used to treat the cancer, and we are also going to use the CRISPR technology, that is we are also using CRISPR technology for the production of mRNA vaccines as well. We also have a dedicated program by the Department of Biotechnology, and they have developed a program, and the name of this program is called as National Biopharma Mission. So this mission particularly supports the research on biotechnology, and we also have a committee called as the Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, and they will ensure there is a ethical and safe use of genetic technology. So this is the committee which ensures the biosafety in India. So having discussed about the biotechnology and genetic engineering, now we will focus on the clean technology. So this uses technology which will reduce the carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emission. So it will make the country to be less prone to pollution. So this is the main use of this cleaner technology. So we use renewable energy to achieve this goal, and it also helps us to conserve many resources. It is environmentally safe because it reduces the greenhouse gas emission, and it will also help us to align with the global initiatives to combat the air pollution and any kind of environmental pollution such as the Paris Agreement. So the reduction of the greenhouse gas is one important aspects that we consider with respect to the usage of cleaner technology, and we are also going to alternate from the use of fossil fuel to the renewable energy like solar, wind, and this will promote the energy security of India. So we have a goal to produce almost 500 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030, and this adoption to the clean technology also helps us to achieve this goal by creating and manufacturing hubs for production of this renewable energy. So to produce this energy we need the labor. So it will create many jobs in this field that will in turn develop the economy of the nation. So as it is environmentally safe, it will develop the health of the individuals in the country by improving the air and water quality, as these cleaner technology are much environmentally safe compared to the traditional energy sources. So now we will see what are the initiatives taken by India to promote this renewable energy. Firstly, we are the fourth largest producer of renewable energy. So if you know which is the first country, you can comment in the comment section. And we also have dedicated projects such as the Reva Solar Park, which is located in Madhya Pradesh. We also have Ultra Mega Solar Park, which is located in Andhra Pradesh. So to promote the usage of the electric vehicle, we have a scheme called as FAME scheme, which is abbreviated as the Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Electrical Vehicle schemes. And for example, we have the Tata Motors and the Ola Electrics who offer affordable electric vehicles, and this helps us to adopt to the electrical vehicle easily. And we also have National Green Hydrogen Mission. So our government has allocated almost 19,744 crores for the purpose of the production of green hydrogen in India. We also have international partnership with countries like Denmark and Germany to promote the production of renewable energy. We are also the members of International Solar Alliance. So these are the initiatives taken by the Indian government to develop the renewable energy production and usage in India. So we have focused on four main technologies in this discussion. Firstly, we focused on the quantum technology, and second we focused on the renewable energy. Thirdly, we focused on the biotechnology and genetic engineering, and we also discussed about the semiconductors. So with this, let's see a mains question. So this is the question. You can write the answers in the comment section. We will review it for you. So with this, we'll conclude the discussion on this article, and now let's move on to the next one. So this editorial taken from The Hindu newspaper detailedly discussed about the possible consequences because of the re-entry of Donald Trump as the US president in January 2025, and he has a unique leadership style and a decision making process, and this has specific opportunities and challenges specifically with respect to the South Asia. This is what they have discussed. They have talked in terms of the South Asian aspect. So in this discussion we will see what is the strong foundation between the US and India relationship. We will see what can be the changes because of the US President Trump re-entry. We will also see the challenges and the key takeaways. So without further delay, let's get into the discussion. So from the beginning, that is since the year 2000, we have a strong relationship with US. And in the year 2009, the US recognized India as the net security provider. And in the later years, that is during the during the Joe Biden administration in the year 2021 to 24, they continued with the same trend, particularly with respect to the influence of China. So they had two main strategies. One is the Indo-Pacific strategies. So in that strategy, the US wanted India to counter the China that will ensure a values based order. For example, we have the MCC, which is the Millennium Change Corporation. This is a US agency which gives grant to the developing countries for the purpose of reduction poverty as well as to improve the economic growth. They have supported by giving grants to the many projects in Nepal. They have also given economic assistance to the Sri Lanka as well. So, in recent time, the China has become very dominant in the South Asia with the help of initiatives such as the Belt and Road initiatives. So, the US is seeing India as the key partner to balance the dominance of the China in this region. That is why the US has increased the cooperation with the South Asian countries in the field of defense, economy, and the regional level cooperation. So now we will see what are the challenges in the relationship between US and the South Asian countries, and especially we will see what is the challenge between US and China. So we will see what is the challenge between US and India during the Joe Biden period, that is from 2021 to 24. That is, they selectively criticized countries including the India, particularly on issues such as the human rights as well as democracy. They also imposed sanctions on the Indian companies for having ties with the countries such as Russia, and this has disrupted many key projects in Sri Lanka, and these projects were conducted by India in Sri Lanka, and because of the sanctions, this affected the projects of India in Sri Lanka. Also, India had relationship and engagement with regimes such as the Myanmar's Janda and the Sheikh Hasina government in Bangladesh in the past times. So this created a friction with US because they had a contrast opinion with respect to the engagement with Myanmar and Bangladesh. So these were the three main challenges in the relationship between US and India. First is the criticism on human rights, and secondly the sanctions because of the relationship with Russia. Thirdly, we also had friction because of the different approaches with countries such as Myanmar and Bangladesh. So now we will see what could be the possible changes when Trump becomes the US president in Jan 2025. So unlike during the administration of Biden, Trump is likely to reduce the focus on issues such as human rights and democracy, and it is expected that he will mainly focuses on issues such as countering the influence of China. So the US, it is expected that the US will encourage India to take leadership in the South Asia by having a supportive role. It is also expected that the approach of the upcoming US president will reduce the disagreement with India and will also have a closer collaboration. But we have to also note that we have past disagreements in case of US engagement with the Pakistan and Afghanistan. So this is likely to fade away in the future. It is the estimation according to the editorial. Also, you have to note that during the first term of the Trump, he punished Pakistan for its duplicity on the terrorism. But now, after the US withdrawal from Afghanistan, Pakistan, this issue has less strategic importance. So, during the last term, Trump supported processes such as capacity building, cooperation in the defense, and to provide the development assistance to the South Asia. And it is expected that these capacity building and the cooperation, these supportive policy will continue in the future terms as well. So what could be the possible opportunity for some nations because of the Trump re-entry as the US president? So it is said that countries like Sri Lanka could benefit from the Trump's reduced focus on democracy building, because Sri Lanka is seeking economic support and a solution to the regional conflict that is existing within the country, and countries such as Myanmar and Taliban are expecting that because of the practical relationship of the US in the Trump's presidentship will see a limited engagement with the controversial regimes that are existing in the Myanmar and Afghanistan. So these are the possible opportunities because of the US presidentship under Trump. Now we will see what could be the possible challenges because of the Trump's re-entry. So the US under whoever's regime wanted to counter the dominance of China, and this can put the South Asia under greater pressure to align with the strategies of US. So countries balancing ties with the both powers, we have countries like Bangladesh and Sri Lanka who wanted to balance ties with the both countries, both US and China. These countries might face the difficulties, and the South Asia's strategic autonomy can be challenged because of this. There can also be an uncertainty in the policy framework. So he is known to make unpredictable decision, and this can create ambiguity over the investments, the defense deals and the cooperation in the region. And it can even push countries such as India and Bangladesh to navigate the expectations from US and China. Now we will see what could be the broader implications of this. So it can change the global dynamics, because the Trump has promised to address the global crisis such as resolving the issue between Russia and Ukraine, and this can indirectly benefit South Asia as it has the potential to reduce the food and fuel inflation. As already said, the countering China will be the main focus of the US, be it under the Joe Biden or Trump, and the leadership style may lead to new challenges as well as the opportunities for the South Asia. So what are the key takeaways for the South Asian countries? The first is to India-US ties to strengthen. So India will remain as a central partner to US to counter the China, but there are differences coming to the human rights and democracy which may reduce under the Trump presidentship, and balancing of powers. The South Asian countries must navigate their ties with both China and US. So in order to balance the economic and strategic interest, also they have to adopt to the unpredictability. So the leadership of Trump brings uncertainty. So this may require the countries to remain flexible in their policy making. So in this editorial discussion, we detailedly discussed what is mentioned in this editorial. We saw what could be the possible challenges and what could be the possible key takeaways for the South Asian countries once Trump becomes the president. So with this, let's see a mains question. Critically analyze the evolution of India-US relationship in the 21st century. Discuss the key areas of cooperation and the major challenges that continue to affect this strategic partnership. So for this question, you can write the answer in the comment section. We will review it for you. With this, let's conclude the discussion on this editorial. We have come to end of today's video. If you found the video informative, do hit like, give your feedbacks as comment, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.